The land of Vietnam of the S shape stretches from Lao Cai to Ha Tien. It borders China to the north and Laos and Cambodia to the west. The Vietnamese community, comprising 54 ethnic groups, has been bound together in the protection and building to the nation. The northernmost province of Lao Cai is home to the imposing nature and still retains the traditional cultural charms. The ancient rock grout in Sapa still maintains traces of prehistoric man which remain undecoded today. The Tiger Cave on the Hoang Liên Sơn mountain range still maintains traces of prehistoric man who settled there about 100,000 years ago. Then came the discovery of the Sơn Vi civilization, which was at a higher level of development and covered an area from Lao Cai to Ha Tien. With the Sơn Vi civilization, more than 10,000 years ago, people were able to produce rudimentary tools from gravel and stones to conquer nature and cater to their livelihood. Lạng Sơn is also the northeasternmost province of Vietnam, with picturesque scenery and the discovery of the Bắc Sơn civilization. Lạng Sơn is home to To Thị Mount and the famous Nhị Thanh and Tam Thanh caves, as well as the Mark Dynasty's citadel built in the 17th century. Ethnic minority groups in the northeastern region, especially the Tây and Nung, possess unique cultural features. Their Lồng Tông festival expresses aspiration for bumper crops and healthy people who should have many children. The festival contains several major values on ethnicity, humanity, and arts. The Hòa Bình and Bắc Sơn civilizations were discovered in Hòa Bình and Lạng Sơn provinces. Tens of thousands of tools made of stone found here show that more than 10,000 years ago, Vietnam already emerged as one of the earliest agricultural centers in the world. As a result of the geological evolution, the sea receded and gave way to fertile plain areas. Legend has it that from the onset of the nation, Lạc Long Quân genie went about the country to finish off evil spirits. Once he was fighting a maritime monster, he helped create the magnificent Ha Long Bay with ranging mountains like a herd of dragons soaking in the sea. Ha Long Bay is a breathtakingly beautiful and rare natural creation which has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site and is currently the most popular tourist destination of Vietnam. Hải Phòng, a major seaport of northern Vietnam, is located in the Hanoi-Hải Phòng Hạ Long tourist route. Hải Phòng still retains many valuable historic and cultural relics, including beautifully designed temples and pagodas. The Cái Bèo archaeological relic is evidence that more than 6,000 years ago there was human settlement in the area. The popular Do Sơn resort of Haiphong is being developed into a tourist and recreation center of international standard. Service facilities such as hotels, restaurants, discotheques have increased rapidly. The beach and its surrounding setting are being renovated to become an ideal summer resort. Vietnam has rich soil and sea resources. According to legend, Lạc Long Quân married Âu Cơ and gave birth to 100 children. 50 following the father to the sea, and the other 50 following the mother to the mountains. The youngest son was later crowned to become Home King. Vestiges of the New Stone Age and Bronze Age known as the Đông Sơn civilization were discovered here 80 years ago. Vestiges uncovered in different places and the Home King temples prove that more than 4,000 years ago, the Home King established the Văn Lang, the earliest state nation in Southeast Asia. Home King Temple Festival is held solemnly in spring every year to commemorate those who made the nation and created the white rice civilization imbued with Vietnam's unique identity. Despite historic ups and downs, the Red River Delta continues to preserve the most representative historic and cultural relics of the Vietnamese people. Particularly, village culture, architecture, and sculptural designs at temples, pagodas, as well as folk songs remain invaluable cultural heritage. For the first time in 208 BC, Hanoi was already the capital and continued its status under different dynasties. Hanoi remains the capital since King Lý Công Uẩn read the edict of removing the capital 1,000 years ago. People always long to reclaim new land. The making of the Vietnamese nation has been closely linked to the combination of different ethnic cultures in different parts of the country. Relics of the Sa Huỳnh civilization have been found in Quảng Ngãi and several other places in central Vietnam dating back 2,000 years ago. Sa Huỳnh culture has spread from central Quảng Bình, the Central Highlands, to southern Dong Nai province. It can be said that Sa Huỳnh civilization later developed into the Cham culture. Along the central region, there are many coconut trees full of fruit, providing luxuriant and serene greenness. From the central part westward is the Central Highlands with strong regional identity. The provincial capital of Đắk Lắk is the famous Buôn Ma Thuột city, which is closely linked to the historic victory in the Central Highlands as a turning point for the Vietnamese people's resistance during the historic Ho Chi Minh campaign. At present, Buôn Ma Thuột city has experienced a facelift, but apart from several major construction projects, there remain traditional cultural features unique to the Central Highlands. These include the great epic of Dam San passed down verbally and the original architecture of the communal house as well as the mysterious culture of tomb house. The stone and water musical instruments, gongs and cymbals are typical instruments that enliven festivals in the Central Highlands. The elephant race in Buôn Đôn is held every March, which is a major cultural event, glorifying the martial arts spirit and the valiance of elephant hunters and tamers. It is impossible without visiting Đà Lạt in the Central Highlands, a famous summer resort city of Lâm Đồng province. Đà Lạt is famous for its lakes, waterfalls and pine forests. All these have formulated an impressive, charming and harmonious beauty. Đà Lạt is home to hundreds of Western-style villas nestling in trees and gardens with splendid architectural designs. The most famous premises include the station and the church. Đà Lạt is getting everything ready to celebrate its 110th anniversary since it was discovered by Dr. Yak Sang in 1893. Đà Lạt is also home to many beautiful species of flowers. And the golf course built on the Cù Hill is a beautiful sports and recreational complex with ideal conditions and facilities. In the evening, when it gets a bit cold, and the next morning when dew hangs around, Đà Lạt is like a European city. By the coast of the southern Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province lies the oil and gas complex of Vietnam. A major tourist center, Vũng Tàu City is a harmonious combination of natural beauty, urban and cultural works. On top of Nhỏ Mount lies a statue of Jesus of 28 meters high facing the East Sea. Also on this mountain there is a statue of Buddha 12 meters long covered by marble from the Ngũ Hành mountain. Tourism services here can cater to all needs of tourists. Ho Chi Minh City is accessible to by road, train, sea and air routes. April 30th, 1975 became a historic turning point when tanks of the Liberation Army crashed into the Independence Palace. South Vietnam was liberated and the whole country was reunited. Củ Chi Underground Tunnel is a famous revolutionary base some 70 kilometers to the northwest. It has a network of tunnels totaling 250 kilometers in length, which is highly appealing to tourists. It was from Nha Trang Wharf that President Ho Chi Minh got aboard a foreign ship in 1911 to seek a way to liberate the country. Ho Chi Minh City was recorded in history book in 1698, which has experienced more than 300 years of growth. The city is home to many beautiful old buildings with a mixed architectural styles of Vietnam, China and Europe, such as the Opera House, the Central Post Office, the Notre Dame Cathedral and major temples and pagodas. Along the course of national renovation and international integration, Ho Chi Minh City has become the biggest economic and trade center of Vietnam. Even the taxi service is striving to reach international standard. Ho Chi Minh City has about 200 modern, comfortable hotels. Apart from new hotels, many hotels of classic architecture have been upgraded and renovated. It has been almost 30 years since the country was reunited. If you go along the north-south road, you will witness positive changes in the land and people of Vietnam day by day. Kiên Giang is the southernmost province of Vietnam, which is home to the famous Hà Tiên Beach and Phu Quoc Island. Many vestiges of Oak Ale civilization have also been found in the province. Bordering Cambodia, Kiên Giang province is also home to many Khmer people with special features. Hà Tiên Sea area is famous for islets such as Hòn Chea, Hòn Chông and Hòn Phu Tử. The land of Vietnam always leaves profound impressions because of its landscape, historical relics and legends. Each village or city treasures appealing cultural features. The Hạ Long Tourism Festival 2003 was held solemnly, launching opportunities for tourism growth on the national scale. Vietnam has become a rendezvous for friends near and far due to its magnificent nature, glorious history and peaceful life. Today, we declare this year the Year of Hạ Long Tourism and the Year of Visiting Vietnam. Vietnam, a beautiful and peaceful land with a friendly and hospitable people. Vietnam is really a rendezvous and destination of all friends from far and near.